Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about why you may be feeling stuck. And this is a common concern amongst a lot of you. I've gotten a lot of questions in my Facebook group, which I'm going to talk to you about in a minute, and a lot of questions here on the channel. Before I get into the video, I just wanted to welcome back our returning subscribers. And also, if you're new here, welcome to our family, welcome to our community. And for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Bridget and I'm a parent and mindset coach. A lot of these videos on the channel, you'll be seeing stress management, dealing with hard times, grief and loss, trauma, anxiety, a lot of different things that will hopefully be of use to you. While I still have your attention, I want to just mention that the link for my free Facebook group is below. I've talked about it in pretty much every single video up until this point, and I don't want to bore you guys too much. So with that being said, let's get into the video. I think a common concern amongst all of us is the fact that we waver between wanting to be perfect, wanting to achieve a goal, and then also between we feel really stuck. We feel like we can't move forward. Whether that's an internal block or an external one, we just can't simply get over the hump. So the very fact that you're wavering between these two states can be seen as a negative one, but on the other hand, it can also be super positive. The fact that you're wanting more, you're craving more, you're seeking more in terms of your own personal growth is exciting, that's motivating, that is a step in the right direction. And why you're feeling stuck is because of mindset. And why you're feeling stuck is because you've probably told yourself certain things over and over again, those conditioned beliefs that we probably have ever since kids or teens or even early adulthood. When we've experienced something traumatic, when we've experienced something painful, and we were left with a thought, a belief about ourselves or the world around us. And these lies that we tell ourselves over and over and over again are making us feel stuck. And I can tell you about a time when this happened to me, and sometimes it still happens to me. Some of the lies that I tell myself, or used to tell myself, are that I'm not good enough. I'm not strong enough. I'm not patient enough. I am always late for things. I am not intelligent enough, that I'm not loud enough, I'm not pretty enough. I could go on and on and on. But I want to tell you something. And it's something that I not recently discovered, but it's something that I still to this day rediscover over and over again. So many of us are plagued with this twisted view of ourselves that we're either flawed or defective. It's not just, you can look at someone who's super successful and they will probably have an internal battle of their own that they're dealing with. Doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what your background is, what education level you're at, every single one of us deals with that feeling that we're just not enough. We feel stuck because we're in the comparison mindset. We feel stuck because our mindset alone is not equipped to handle the magnitude of where we would like to be. And the bigger part of that is that sometimes it becomes so painful that we don't even realize it's there. That we're now living with it unconsciously. We may be just pushing it under the rug, avoiding it, distracting ourselves, or even shaming others. That's a big one. And I talked about this in my video with how to stop comparing ourselves, which I'm going to link up here. But this is a view that we have ourselves when we don't think we're good enough or we're ashamed of who we are, and we let it stop us. We let it be the catalyst in holding us back instead of letting it be the catalyst to move us forward. For my example, I used to have a view that because I came from a home where I lost my dad at a very young age and then dealt with the fact that my mom was an alcoholic and she was a narcissist and amongst other things. But for a long time, I let that environment that I grew up in shape the person who I was becoming. It was a constant reminder that I would end up like my mother. And it was a constant reminder that I was never destined to be successful. It was also a reminder that I would always live in painful surroundings. I would always be surrounded by pain and hurt and upset and trauma. And this was the lie I continued to tell myself. Until one day, I instead viewed this hurtful and traumatic situation as a catalyst for change. Because it was so painful, I wanted to make this for a reason. There had to be a reason that I was put in this experience. I have to do something about this now. I have to make a change, show somebody that coming from this type of home, you can be successful and you can be happy. You can be free, right? It was about the change in perspective of a situation. Now for you, it might not be as traumatic, or it might be even more traumatic, but simply changing the meaning you put on a situation can have an astronomical effect. If you change the meaning of your childhood trauma, it can be huge. If you change the meaning of your anxiety, it can be huge. Your anxiety, your mental health, your sadness, your upsets, your traumas, your dramas, your hurts, your pains, those don't define who you are. You may experience those, they may be a product of your environment, but they are not you. You are not defined by those things, you simply have them. You can define yourself in terms of who you'd like to be. So for me, not that I didn't want anyone to know my story, I did. That's why I made one of my first videos on it. I wanted people to know my story second to who I was. I was smart. I was confident. I was valuable. And I was also vulnerable. I allowed my story to be heard, but I didn't let it define me. So you see how there was a part of me that felt stuck, but there was also part of me who wanted something more, who wanted that perfection, that success. There were times where I always wavered. Sometimes I still waver, but it's a healthy one. It becomes a little bit more unhealthy when it is a constant state of wavering, where you want something so bad, but your mindset, your perspective, and your patterns of thinking lead you to feel stuck and unmotivated and not worthy enough to achieve that goal. So it is about investigating whether or not it is an internal block or an external block, because internal blocks can always be fixed. You have the power to control what goes on up here. And so that's kind of where I want to leave you guys with. You do have that power, you have that strength, and you don't have to let that define you. You can investigate and you can ask yourself those questions as to why you might be feeling that way, as to why these thoughts, this wavering has held you back for so long. Before I end today's video, I just wanted to announce that spots for that free coaching have opened up. So if you'd like to schedule your consult, you can use the link down below. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys got some use out of it as always, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.